Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines. ISO20022 this month. The answer is yes. Robinhood plus Bitstamp plus Citadel to unlock trillions. We got it for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and DigPerspectives.com for exclusive content right now. $3.68 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 3.2% on the 24. 106,000 plus for Bitcoin, 3,600 almost on the nose for Ethereum. Number 4 spot is XRP at 255. We're up 11.6 on the 24. We're up 5.6 on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price. Range between 229 and 257. We have a lot to go over. Let's get into it. One is, if you're a long-term holder in digital assets, please click the link underneath the video. Check out iTrustCapital and the new PCA they have. First of all, you should be doing the IRA and check that out for yourself. You can roll over your 401k and anything else you have. They've made it so easy for you to get the empowerment of your back office for your 401k. But they've also now come out with the PCA, which is for long-term investors who don't want to move assets around a lot. They just want that peace of mind of security and knowing they're safe. You get it right here. Click that link underneath any video and get started today. And if you're new, you get a $100 funding bonus. You're going to love it. And this is breaking news right here. XRP Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. The tickets are on sale for XRP Las Vegas 2026. Get your tickets early before they are gone. We are happy to announce Ripple as a premier sponsor this year. Paul Barron will be a major news contributor with their exclusive Paul Barron Network media desk, and so much more to come. I'm telling you, this is going to be an experience unmatched to every other year that you've been there. And I want to tell you, while you're thinking about that, with the holidays coming on, don't forget learn.cryptocoachnick.com. Click the link for that underneath the video. You're going to run into a lot of family over the holidays, a lot of friends and coworkers, neighbors and alike that want to know more about crypto. This is the best 90-minute course for getting crypto fluent on the planet, and you need to click the link and get it. And we got a code underneath it there too that you can have, which is a public discount for 25%. The code XRP589. You can't beat it. Click the link and get started today and help somebody gap fill. Right here, the U.S. Senate votes to advance the bill to end the U.S. government shutdown. Well, thank you. Yeah, we've been waiting for that one. Now, this is a cloture vote, which means that they voted in a positive way to bring the issue of opening the government again and stopping the shutdown. So there'll need to be another vote for that. But the fact that they've agreed to get back to, voting on it means that we should be able to stop this and get back to work, right? And meanwhile, I want to highlight this. Native Layer 1 smart contract capabilities arrive on the XRP ledger in a big push to advance programmability, unlocking a major milestone for Ripple and the XRP community. Let's just go into this very quickly here, because according to Dennis Angel, a software engineer at XRP Labs in Zhao Hao, the XRP Ledger Smart Contracts feature is now available for developers to explore and test on AlphaNet, a dedicated development network. This is super exciting, I have to say. Dennis Angel says right here, the XRP Ledger Smart Contracts feature is now available for developers to explore and test on AlphaNet, a dedicated development network. The groundbreaking implementation brings native Layer 1 smart contract capabilities to the XRP Ledger, combining familiar design patterns and so forth. This is super, super exciting. And I have to say, when it comes to stable coins, when it comes to smart contracts and these other things that people are like, how come Ripple took so long to do these things, or other people building on them? I'm glad. I don't know the answer, but I'm glad, because we were in a 5-year court case. And could you imagine the fun that the SEC could have had with all the different things like smart contracts and stable coins being on the network? It's enough that XRP Ledger had to go through the legal gauntlet the way that it was. I'm glad that they waited to get that successful judgment afterwards to now begin to see the proliferation of all these things that will help set the XRP Ledger in motion even further than it already is. So this is super exciting news. And then we know this week, well, not this week, this month, excuse me, ISO20022 for SWIFT and 11,000 other banks will be the big bang cutover, the final cutover. There is no changing the date. This is the date. Dr. Martin Heisboik here from Uphold, the head of research, says this, and we need to go down every single bit of it. This is a brilliant thread, and I think we all need it. So ISO 20022 is a global messaging standard that defines how financial institutions exchange information for transactions, payments, securities, remittances. It replaces outdated, fragmented systems like the old SWIFT messages with a unified data-rich digital language. Why ISO 2022 matters, XRP and XLM investors? Well, the global financial system, including SWIFT, the U.S. Federal Reserve's FedWire, and many central banks is migrating to the ISO 20022 with a target date for full implementation of November 22, 2025. This standardization is critical for any crypto asset aiming to integrate with traditional finance. Compliance is not optional. It is the entry barrier for servicing banks. You're hearing this, right? XRP Ledger and Stellar Network XLM have been proactively aligning with this standard for years, giving them a massive head start in the race to modernize cross-border payments. The standard enables a secure and efficient sharing of richer structured transaction data, payment purpose, full sender receiver information. This improves transparency, reduces errors, and is crucial for meeting modern anti-money laundering and compliance regulations. Going further here, XRP and XLM are well positioned because they already support or are designed to be interoperable with ISO 20022 compliant messaging formats. XRP Ledger supports compliant messaging through Ripple's enterprise solution like RippleNet. This direct integration with its institutional clientele, banks, and payment providers validates its utility as a bridge asset for the future of finance. Leveraging ISO 2022 to facilitate its core use case on-demand liquidity, which uses XRP token for near instant compliant cross-border settlements. The Stellar Network's design on the other game aligns with standardization, financial communication, ensuring its interoperability with ISO-based systems. Stellar is focused on using the standard to connect different systems, banks, payment processors, and local money transmitters. Now, it goes on to talk about the Pi network as an emerging competitor, and he goes, nah, and then breaks it down as why and about how it can still do things, but then he goes back to basically saying that XRP and XLM are not just aligning now. They were built with these principles in mind and have been actively building adoption for years, where Pi's network challenge is overcoming years of institutional validation and robust liquidity that other two possess. Excuse me. So there you have it. What a great breakdown from Dr. Martin Heisboik, and I appreciate his insights there. Well, I tell you, with the ISO, it's a reminder that Ripple partners with MasterCard to introduce real USD credit card settlements on the XRP ledger. And you can bet they'll be using ISO 20022 format. And then I saw this, and this kicked me in a whole different direction, and I think you guys are going to love it. And I had a great conversation with Sean. We know who it is. It's the official legend of the Digital Asset Investor channel. Shout out to Sean, brother from another mother right there. This came in and it says the average Robinhood user has 12K in their account. The average Charles Schwab client has 305,000 in their account. So a different kind of investor, right? And Schwab is about to open their crypto trading desk, which they will push hard. Massive amounts of money is coming. And I think Chad's got it right and Carbon Finance have it right here. Now, what interested me about that was Robinhood. And then I was like, oh, that's right. Ripple says Fortress and Citadel Securities invested $500 million into Ripple to give it a $40 billion valuation. And then I was like, well, why are you telling me about Robinhood? Now you're talking about Fortress and Citadel backing Ripple. for the 500 million? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because we know Citadel is the largest, most successful hedge fund in the world, as we know, or in making it the second largest fund globally. So there you have it. It's the most profitable fund, is what it is. So, but Citadel is also what sits right behind Robinhood. Payment for order flow, where Robinhood routes customer trades to Citadel for execution in exchange for payments. So remember, the same Citadel that is putting 500 million into Ripple for a $40 billion valuation along with Fortress, right? is also the same Citadel behind Robinhood. You know, the same Robinhood that bought Bitstamp. Don't sleep on this and where we're going today. You know, the same one. Remember when Robinhood bought Bitstamp? Citadel partnered with Robinhood. Robinhood buys Bitstamp. Bitstamp tokenizing derivatives on the XRP ledger. Citadel and Fortress raised $500 million for Ripple to get a $40 billion valuation. Ray Charles could see where this is going. Lock in. This, to me, is pretty remarkable. Because now you have the same Citadel behind Robinhood, now behind Ripple. And understanding that Robinhood bought Bitstamp so they could, in fact, tokenize the ledger.
A business or an institutional investor, they also want access to the things we offer. You know, they want 24-hour access to the equity markets, they want industry-leading margin rates, a great customer experience. So over time, I do think you'll see us branching more out into serving other types of customers, not just retail, but also businesses and institutions. And, you know, to that end, we announced an acquisition of Bitstamp, a global crypto exchange. One of the things that's very attractive about that business is that it's not just international, but also institutional. It gets us access to an entirely new customer base that we're not directly serving today. I think we can do more and more of that over the next 10 years.